Josh, what do you say we hop on over and talk to our friends?
Yeah, well, you can hop on over. I don't think I'm part of the history of this at all, so I'll let you guys do your thing, and and I'll just be chilling here. Folks, if you want to ask any questions during this or any other panel, please put those in chat. We will be lifting those and make sure we get time to answer all of your stupid and or serious questions. Yeah, just drop them in chat, and we'll get going. So without any further ado from me, I think why don't we head on over to the DoD history panel.
All right, here we go. Let's do and let me make this slide. Is this thing going to slide transition as we go into it?
We're gonna slip on in. Oh, I'm here too. All right, I'm gonna drop out. I'm not part of here. Okay. All right. I'll see you later.
That's fine. Bye, Josh. Well, everybody, welcome to the Dwelling of Duels history panel. I'm going to go around the room and introduce everybody you see on screen. We're going to go clockwise, starting from me. I'm Katijin. You already know who I am. Next to me is the Russian attack legend, Strifig himself, previous DoD admin. Do you remember what years you were admin from, Strifig?
Do I remember what years? No.
Do you remember? Because I don't.
What was it like?
It was in 2010s.
2013, because I started with 10 years anniversary. Yes, the last year was 2016, because that was the year when my daughter was born. So
there we go.
I had to step down for reasons.
That makes, hey, totally get it. All right, next to Crimson going clockwise, or next to Strifig going clockwise, we have Crimson.
Skipping me, right?
We go all the way around back to Strifig, and we're done. Hey, Crimson, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you.
Crimson, how would you describe yourself in DoD history?
I made the site.
You're
the
reason.
The founder, technically,
Yeah.
and then I lorded over it for a few years, and then I was like, I'm tired of this. Someone else is going to do it, and it's just gone since then.
And it's just gone. It's been garbage downhill ever since, right?
Ever since, until it hit you.
Oh, wait. The two people that came right before me are in this channel,
Yeah,
So underneath of Crimson on the screen, you've got Old Man, aka Andreas, aka Schnappleman. I hear you don't go by Snappleman that much anymore.
No, I don't. No.
Snapple broke your heart.
Yeah. Well, I finally had one. I didn't really like it. No. I've had a few, but yeah. These days I go by a plethora of different usernames, mostly having to do with age.
Well, there you go, Old Man. Tired. Andreas, thank you for joining us. You have been a member of the council, so to speak, the Department of Defense, in the many names it's been over for quite a while. But you never like a full site.
I've never been useful, is what you're trying to say. Yeah, I've never actually done anything. Yeah.
No, we love you. We love all your tunes, and excited to maybe hear a new one this month.
Yeah, maybe if I entered. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. It's a secret. To the left of Andreas, we have Ivan Heckstock. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Up? Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. I'm happy to have this whole lineup here. Even you were an admin before me, right? You were admin for
right before
a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, from 2016 to 2018 to the 15th anniversary.
There we go, 15th anniversary.
So these anniversaries seem to be like staggering the admins. Awesome. You better watch out, bro.
Well, I mean, you saw I brought on some other people to help out. So
yeah, that's
there we go.
Yeah.
Next, even we've got Nate Horsefall, Fox Dragon, Lightning Arts.
Yeah, whatever name. I like Snapple. I don't usually go by the other name. It's Nate. I'm not an admin. I just did art for like I don't know,
still very important
or something.
Yeah.
My big claim to fame is making the logo and replacing the damn Kirby free month logo. the stupid free month card every single time with no effort, and it always annoyed me. And so I was like, no, we should make crazier things like Since Anything Goes month. That's what I've done.
Well, thank you all for joining. I guess I'm kind of moderating this panel here. But yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Should we talk
Oh,
about
well, anything.
whatever? Just anything?
You're the one
Man,
who called me.
it's hot.
Yeah.
I was hoping
Have any-
you had something planned. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh no, I do.
For
You're
20
hoping
years.
prepared.
There you go.
I'm
Studio
ready.
Cat version 2.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about. We'll talk to Crimson, I think, mostly here, and let's hear. Before we came on, you were talking about some recent memories that have been dug up of DoD's origin and stuff like that by Evil Sonic, who found a lot of really cool, awesome, the original posts from the shiz that kicked off DoD. What do you want to tell us about that?
Well, it was really cool that he dug all that up and he screenshotted the whole thing. Because again, like I said before we started this, like my memory of that is different, which is really it's kind of interesting to me. It's unusual on a personal level, but it makes sense just the way humans process memories. But since I was doing it, I don't always have the most accurate memories of what happened. In my mind, I remember it starting on the green board, aka the booger board, which was around before the shiz. And I thought I set up the whole site and started the first duel back then. But then he dug it up on the shiz, and he's like, "This is the first post showing, hey, this website's up, come visit it." And so that kind of blew my mind a little bit. It was really interesting. It was super cool of him to just dig that up, and so I could go back to memories 20 years ago and to see how much things have changed and stayed the same. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Dwelling of Duels really came about because of three people, because of House, Ashay Serena now, and Oroku Saki, who I still don't know who the hell that person is, the Shredder. And they got into a big internet flame war on the shiz about who's the best Shredder. And there were so many threads about it. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to use this to my advantage. I'm going to have them make music I like to listen to, so I don't have to pretend like I can play the guitar, because I really can't. And so what I came up with as a concept was something like, I think it was Guitar War or Guitar Battle was this website at the time, where musicians would face off against each other. But I wanted to make it in terms of video game music, because we still didn't have a lot of video game covers back then. Besides OC Remix, we didn't have a lot of live instrument ones. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a shredding competition, and you guys are going to play a shredding VGM song against each other, and then we'll have a panel or a judging or something like that, and we can finally determine, who's the best shredder amongst all three of you. And ultimately, none of them entered the first month. They all dropped out due to basically internet drama. So it turned out to me, it was myself
Radney, right?
and Radney, yeah. And that was pretty easy call, because I've never been good at playing the guitar, and he is actually really good. So I was like, okay, you win. And for some reason, I just kept on doing it past that, and it kept going. And now here we are 20 years later.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy seeing those posts and seeing the date stamps on them, right? Because they were the 18th of September, 20th of September. 18th of September was the drama. 20th of September was when you decided to do the contest and all that. And just
then
being able to
Austin
be
was
wow,
born a week
20
later.
years today, the seeds were planted, and it has blossomed into this fungal thing, this horrifying mess. But yeah, that is so awesome to get to see those memories, because myself, I didn't come around to VGM or even the shiz until relatively recently. So getting to see all that old history and getting to see their what do you call them, primary sources, right? This is the facts,
seeds.
the documents.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got stories about how
right.
things run and how they were started and who said what and all that. But having a forum, it's like digital history.
It is. It's really cool that we are able to preserve that and look back on it.
Yeah.
Sure is. Do the rest of you remember this situation at all? I don't think I've ever asked who was around.
I definitely wasn't around.
I'd be the second oldest.
I'm
DoD
guessing Nate wouldn't have been
person.
there either.
No.
Does
I
predate
didn't come
everybody?
around until
2008.
2004.
2008.
So,
Yeah, no. Looking back at those threads, there's not a lot of people who are still around on the board. So
I mean,
That's
Radney's
fair,
there,
yeah.
right?
well, I haven't seen Radney in a minute.
Like
I
the
tried to
unsung
look him
hero
up
of
on,
the shiz. That guy's been through everything with us.
Yeah,
was
last
amazing.
time Radney was at a mag. I think the last MagFest pre-COVID was there and
Yeah.
hung out.
Okay.
So
That
I'm
guy
just
is so chill. I had absolutely no idea that he went that far back. It's never ever come.
Rodney is the chillest
Yeah.
dude on the planet. He just sits there, says nothing, beats the hell out of
Exactly.
Rygar, and then goes home.
Andreas, I think
That's
you're muted
basically
again. I
his
think you
shtick.
lost your audio
Yeah,
device.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I guess Ryan 8-bit is still around.
Yeah.
I actually reached
Yeah,
out
he's
to him.
around.
Hopefully he entered. I haven't actually taken a look at too many entries, but yeah, he's still around. Of course, House Serena, they're both still hanging out, checking in once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a lot of others really. And I still don't know who Orokusaki is. I don't know if he was just like some random dude who
Oh,
just
there's
like
definitely
came
some
in.
random troll. There's no way
Yeah.
he was an actual. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, when you have 20 years of history, eventually some people are just gonna poof away and things
Yeah.
like that. But I do think it is a testament to DoD's history that it is not uncommon for someone to come to the website again and be like, man, I was just thinking about this video game music competition I did 10 years ago, and I wanted to see if my songs were still there.
20
And they
years ago.
see that we've got a whole thing still going. There's a
Yeah.
whole new slew of people, a next generation,
Unfortunately, it's
if you
still
will.
up.
And just like,
bigger than ever.
yeah.
I remember when we were doing the current site, and I spent, I don't know, a month just retagging songs, messaging random people. I was like, do you remember which game it's from?
I got a couple of those messages. I remember about some
That must have been a
stuff about
huge
that. It was you're
process,
really doing
right?
a
Because I
lot
don't
of
even
work
know,
for some reason.
I had maybe seen the previous version of the site for a few months when I first started contributing, but was it like a whole just entire overhaul? You had to go and I guess you had to tag everything the way it
I
is
remember
now.
that Tony had to manually tag.
Yeah, that's because the entire database was relying on the tags in the MP3. So
Yeah.
I need to made it all cohesive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be happy to know that it still runs that way.
I know, but I'm looking forward to the new revisions.
Dude, there's a
the
submission form now.
submission
That's the
form.
craziest thing I've ever seen. And
Finally,
it works.
Final
Yeah,
form.
it works.
I remember when we were the first, I don't know, what was fifth revision of redesigning the website. There were designs and projects. Thoughts about
basically
submission form, personal profiles. Been there for
we always had ideas on how to make it better, including the submission form. That was a long one.
That was an
But
implementation.
nobody ever could do it. You're the first one who actually ever did it. It was always I can't remember the amount of times we were like, all right, let's sit down and redesign the website. All right, we're gonna do all these things, list it all up. Yep, okay, get the voting slider, hell yeah. And then it was like, cool, who's gonna make this? Ryan 8-bit, I guess. Good luck. See ya.
I'll see you guys later. I got to
He was the only one who could possibly do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until Austin came along.
Yeah,
look, doing the form was honestly the only reason it ended up happening was because the normal process got to be so unbearable with the number of entries.
Oh yeah, we've all done it.
I was like, crap, I gotta figure out something here.
It's all your fault, Austin. Why did you have
why did I make it so
people?
You made it too big. We need to go back to the roots.
I know, but
we have this nice little party here.
It's having the automated system is even just as much as we have now. Just it total game changer. So
yeah,
well, even
I would send it back in time
and just move the slider around while I'm listening to this.
Next is the voting sheets. Oh, sorry, Nate.
All that shit. Yeah, the voting
right. When was so DoD used to have a point-based voting system, right? You guys would have a number of points, and that was equal to the number of songs or something like that. Is that right?
Shit, I don't even remember. So to deep dive,
please.
The first one of this course was me and Radney. I was like, okay, you win. After that, what we did was we did on the shiz for each voting topic. I would just throw up a poll, and so you'd vote for whichever one you wanted in the poll. Until, of course, more people got involved, and eventually someone came along and was had all their friends register for accounts and vote for their song. I don't know why, because again, this was back in the day. You're winning nothing
Yeah.
Just
Well,
for
you're
fun.
still winning nothing, but
Yeah.
no.
We have prizes now.
You have prizes now, yeah.
Excuse me. I stand
Yeah,
Like
corrected.
everybody now has these prizes, like nothing to
That's
win
right.
again.
So eventually the poll got nixed, and the next system I remember was that you would PM me on the shiz, and you would cast your vote, and you had to have like 50 posts or something like that in order to vote, just to keep people out who were just registering just to vote. After that, like my memory honestly gets fuzzy. I do kind of remember having points based on the entries, but that's vague. And then at some point, Ryan came along and was like, "Here, I'm going to do this vote slider for you. It's going
Right.
to have all this math that I don't fucking
No, wait a minute.
understand."
No, hold on now. When was this? Because by the time that I
Wow.
showed up in 2000,
And
late
It's
2004,
it
whatever.
was so it's always been anonymous submissions, right?
Right.
Yeah.
From the
Always,
beginning.
yeah.
Okay. So with your old like poll systems, it would still just be like the game and the name.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
name of the song. Vote
And
for
then you
this
put the
song.
number of votes out
Okay,
of 6.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
it
also
just-
remember there was like some limits, like you had to have like 50 posts on the shiz to be able to vote. Was this like this?
Yeah.
That's what he just said.
because,
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
people were registering just to vote
Yeah.
for their friend's song because people are stupid. So
But for the bulk
Hey,
of
House,
that, it
House
was
the Great is in the
6.6.
chat. Can someone send him
Oh,
the
House,
link
what's up,
to
dude?
join?
uh,
Oh,
I thought I
want
had
in on
included
this?
him on the email. Check your email.
Get in,
House.
dude.
check your email, House.
Check your email.
But yes.
Yeah, I think he was.
I think someone can probably just PM the link.
Yeah, easy to get in here. But yeah, I you know it's funny when I first discovered DoD, it was through MagFest, because my first year going to MagFest, I looked at the schedule and saw the Dwelling of Duels listening party was going from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. and I was like, what the heck is this? Like,
Which
what are
MagFest
these
was
people
this?
listening to? And I didn't go, of course. But the next year
What?
was when I had found DoD after like looking up that event that I had seen before, because I was like, what is this? Figured out it was a contest, and then was too shy to join until when I finally did, which I think it was 10th anniversary or the month before that. But I just remember. Oh yeah, what I was getting to is like in the rules about how to submit, it was like you have to have an account on this other forum called the Shiz with like so many votes or so many posts before I can vote, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
but I can submit, right? So okay, and I just ended up doing that. then I was brought in,
Yeah,
stuck.
and I think
He was in.
you entered the 10th anniversary. the
Yeah,
first time.
I think 10th anniversary was my first entry with
Yeah.
my really, really poorly placed Unreal Tournament cover.
Oh, wow, I think I remember that one. I'm glad that the listening party did get some new people in, so,
Yeah, did it.
at least indirectly.
Yeah,
guy?
I mean, I think that every anniversary month has been a really fun time to like get old entries and previous submitters back in. New people are always in. Like I can say for a fact there's been a couple brand new first time submissions for this month when I was tagging everything, and it's just a great time all around. There's some awesome names that in the
Anybody good?
submissions that I haven't seen before or haven't seen in a while, so I'm just pumped.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not good now, eventually, if they start keep
No.
submitting, they'll get
That's
good, right?
that's the chain
Hey,
of.
that's how it worked, right?
of,
I went from 51st to first, but I haven't been first in a long time. So
Well,
Now
just
you're
wait
running
until
the
a month
whole
where
thing.
nobody else
Doesn't
enters.
yeah, that's
What's
true.
that
I
mean?
can just choose to win whatever month I want
That's
to.
true.
Yeah, you're the one who
Austin,
counts the.
all
Well,
time
no,
victor.
now
You have
the
the
votes count
power.
themselves. Oh, that sucks.
I could just become
Because you
the
can't cheat
the
anymore,
corrupt,
yeah.
Well, nobody will ever
tyrannical
know.
king. Yeah, like well, I
I
guess this
only
song
managed
was.
to win like this time when there was like 12 entries per month.
Mhm.
So
That's pretty good. Because
Yeah,
there's
Simple
competition is
facts.
fierce. I don't know.
I don't
Have,
know
you,
about-
there were months with like nobody
have y'all
entered.
been keeping up with the entries from month to month? I know sometimes it's easy to get lost, but
No.
there is some talent.
I
There's some
don't
major
even
talent.
there right now because like there's too many good people. I mean, like, and also like the amount of entries, like Hitoshi Sakamoto, like 27 entries. I mean, in
Yeah.
my days, it would be like, I don't know, 5
Two.
tops.
Yeah.
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 I'm
No, I
floored
need
with
to catch up.
I'm floored
So-
with the variety of entries now because
Yeah.
I mean we had to create a jazz month to like make people attempt to do that because they weren't going to do it. And even then, it was like people were kind of like, "Oh, what? I don't want to do nothing but metal." And
Well-
so now it's just, I mean, right before this call,
Yeah.
you know, I don't even know how many genres we listen to, but probably at least 15. It's fantastic.
15 in Bike Kid alone.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
Oh,
now, if
that's
you wanted
played
to
already? It's an
get
alphabetical
what was
order?
represented in the old DoD stuff, you have to be like, oh, this is only metal month,
basically,
right? We
Yeah.
have to make it a requirement.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What's everybody's favorite theme that you were either a part of or that you saw later on? There are 236 to choose from.
Well, I can tell you right away. Side scroller shooters month from 2005. Or was it
you
called
win that
just
one?
scrolling
It was
shooters?
Scrolling shooters, I think.
Scrolling shooters month.
Yeah.
It's side scroller shooter.
That's a good one that should be redone just to get more.
I agree with
well,
Hat.
yeah.
Fresh month, great one.
Yeah, which one? For the first?
I think it was I
No,
really
like
liked the first fresh
sure.
month,
Oh, this
but
guy.
I also liked the most recent one because I think it's I like months that are limiting in an interesting way. And if your limit is that it has to be
Yeah.
a game someone
Yeah.
else hasn't covered before, I always think that's a ton of fun.
That's what I try to do. when
Anybody
I
else
enter.
got any
Big games that nobody
any,
likes?
faves?
I
The
think,
free
honestly,
months.
yeah, free months.
Like so
But
many
I'm
of
not
the free
crazy about
months
free months.
back in the day are
Never liked free months.
pick a year, right? 2008 free month.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, mine
like,
would have to be based on memories and just thinking back to like about the time
Yeah,
of
same.
Metroid month, way back in the day when you still
That's
had
my
like
favorite, Metroid
Earth
month.
competing, House competing, like all the old classics. Again, that's probably half of that's probably nostalgia for me. But yeah, just back in
No,
the day
it's
with
all
all the
nostalgia.
greats.
you still can't beat Crystal Flash though. It's not
No.
possible.
I think out of the classics, my favorite is Fire versus Ice month.
Great choice.
It's solely because like it has my all-time favorite VGM tune, which is by Snow Bros by House.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah, that was
one,
incredible.
I still
we
can
had a
hold
listening party on that one at
But I
Norg's
think like
house.
out of the ones that I organized, I think that should be, I don't know, maybe collaboration month, because like the idea was like really great, and it's really panned out.
Yeah.
And also like what was like Polygons versus Pixels was also like
Oh,
very nice concept.
that was a great one.
The versus.
I mean, like I like there are some like really just like funny concepts that we played around, like not only like with genres, like case jazz month, but like I mean, just like get some stupid idea, like run with it.
people
Also,
are
80s
Yeah.
versus 90s month.
80s
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
90s.
that
People
was
are calling out Boss versus Hero. Boss
Yeah.
versus Hero. It's. I like the concept of that one the highest. It's also when I decided to get involved because I thought the concept was so cool. But I just the versus months are just really fun. Lets you
Yeah.
kind of do a free month, but not quite, and it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Couple
that's what it
people-
amounts to, but it helps people pick a team so then they get all
Yeah.
riled up. That's
Yeah,
the best part about
exactly.
it. Yeah.
A couple people in chat are mentioning the recover months, and I thought that's always been really interesting to hear someone else's take on like an old fave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. That wasn't my thing. I like the
Sorry,
months
I'm
where
having-
there's a big thing around it, like when we'd have giant listening parties or MacFest stuff. and-
Oh,
yeah, it's all like a nostalgia-based thing for me.
We
I
lost.
mean, the entire
Oh,
website's
we
nostalgia
lost him.
based.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back.
I mean, think about it. You're covering
Welcome
video
back,
game
dude.
music mostly from your
Thank
for
you.
your
Now
youth,
you're-
right? So
Yeah.
like nostalgia is the draw.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got for this.
Austin, you back?
I'm back.
He's
yes,
back.
I can hear Andreas now, so I'm.
What?
Here.
You couldn't hear me before?
You like disappeared from my window here, and I could see you on the stream.
Oh
but I
no, dude!
couldn't
I've been here the whole
see you.
damn time.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh, come here.
Andreas
Give me a
is being
hug.
So quiet. Hey, man.
No, I was talking the whole time.
Oh man. Okay. Well, this is
yeah,
great.
I'm blabbing the whole time. I'm not really saying
Andreas.
anything interesting.
So this is
What's up?
this is a good segue, right? How does it
Uh-oh.
feel
What'd I do?
to be a piece of
Tired?
a part of DoD lore, in a way? You've got
What I do.
emojis of you. You've got emojis of you
Oh,
in
yeah.
your server. You are a revered
Yeah.
folk hero in the community. How does that
Wow,
feel?
thank you. Well, it feels wonderful. I'm the most important person that DoD's ever had, and I don't know what do I say to that? You know,
Not to stroke your ego, but you're literally why I found DoD.
thank you.
Because somebody posted I could be Bansu Trigger in Metroid Metal's forums. And I was like, what
Chaos
the
is in
fuck
the
is
house.
this?
Well, like, what is this?
Metal.
Oh, look who it is!
I have
Mr.
to have
Gross.
Oh, House is here.
Yeah,
I haven't
this
seen.
I don't know.
Can we hear him?
It's because of House and Shane.
I can't believe. Can you guys hear me? I can't believe what
Yeah.
I just heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
we
is.
hear you.
House the Great.
we hear you.
Oh, great.
You motherfucker. All right, what's up, dude?
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. I'm having technical difficulties because sorry guys, I can't get it going through my OBS. If anyone can help me out.
We can
What?
hear you.
Snapple man, what you just said to me is reprehensible. The most important person in the world. Come on, dude.
It's kind of a joke, Alex. But please go ahead and reprimand me based on your reprehensive feelings.
Okay, well.
Hit me.
Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me? I'm
Yeah,
struggling.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
As one of the people who started the whole thing, give us your history, please, Alex. House the Great.
You're asking me?
Hell yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay, well, sure. I guess I was sort of tangentially involved in the reason why DoD started. And please, if anyone, especially you, Crimson, can correct the record on this. But I'll tell the story. I'll try to be as quick as I can because I'm verbose sometimes. But first of all, I have to give a little bit of old man, like back in my day, this is how it was. And we're talking about 2003. So there wasn't like easy access to multi-track recording. There wasn't, there was no YouTube. All right. YouTube didn't exist back then. So at that point in time, me and my sister, Serena, also known as Shane, we used to be really into the video game music, and we'd find files on like Napster or whatever. It was labeled as like Bloody Tears, and it would turn out to be a Mini Bosses song, right? So we discovered that there were people doing this stuff, and it was the coolest thing in the world. It was kind of the Wild West back then because, it wasn't, there wasn't the easy access to all this stuff. There were no DAWs. We didn't have a DAW. So, like, me and my sister, we started recording songs, video game covers, on a digital 8-track machine with zip disks. We had, for drums, we used an Alesis AR-16 or what SR-16. Because we didn't have MIDI programming in a computer, right?
You gotta.
So that was kind of the state of things when we were first recording video game covers at the time. And then we'd share them. We'd upload it to like Angel Fire or something, and post a link on the shiz. That was just the way we did things,
How you do it?
I think, unless I'm wrong, the original reason why DoD started was because I was sort of trash talking. I was sort of flexing back and forth with this guy named Oroku Saki on the shiz. On the Mini Boss's message board. It was Oroku Saki trying to say that he was a better guitar player than me. And me being like a brash, like 19-year-old or whatever it was at the time, it's like, no, dude, I'll stomp you out, bro. Let's go. So Look, I didn't have anything to do with starting DoD or ever operating it, and I love the guys who have been carrying it this whole time. But as far as I know, I think it was because me and that guy were trash talking back and forth, and then it led to okay, let's create an arena where we can battle, because it is a competition. Dwelling of Duels is a competition. It's friendly competition. All right, we're all friends. We're all here to support each other and be positive. But it's like, I was ready to throw down with that guy.
Now, House, do you know what has happened to Oroku Saki since?
No idea.
Okay, I wasn't like leading you. I wasn't gonna pull a Jerry Springer and be like, "Look who's here." I was just wondering if you.
Dude, I thought you were.
That would have been awesome, though.
I portrayed it that way.
Haven't you seen the movie? He fell into the dumpster truck and they smashed him.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was all in good. There are so many people who have been involved in DoD over the years, guys who used to be there all the time, like almost every month, and now we don't hear so much from some of them. But they're still part of the history of the thing, because they put their name in the hat. They put a song in, and that's what it's really all about. It's not necessarily trying to win, but hey, do your best, put a song in, take the criticism, take the feedback.
And get better for it.
Yeah,
that's true. I think
that was the vibe that got us all into it.
Right, and I think that's one of the things that maybe wasn't the main intention with DoD when it was made. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Crimson, I don't think you were trying to make specifically to make a situation where it's like, oh, I'm going to learn about compressors from this contest over here, right?
Fuck no. I was just trying to get people to make music that I liked, since I was incapable of it. And it took so much browbeating, especially early on. Like, I would get months where like I'd be like, hey guys, you really need to enter. Give me a song, and I would fucking PM like Alex down there. I'd like, hey man, I really need you in on this month. You need to submit something, and like hit up all the artists.
PMs, man.
Yeah, I'd be like,
dude,
really
I want
need
you to
more
do
songs.
This is you on it.
Please do this, yeah. And it was great, but yeah, a lot of it was like kind of corralling artists and poking at artists until they actually like made music for the site.
Yeah.
But no, I mean I think that's improving is like one of the great side effects of it, and building up this community of all these talented musicians who have like worked to create, like even on the Discord, a whole ton of knowledge about how to record. One of the things I always remember out at DoD is talking to Danimal Cannon about how he changed since his first recordings went up there, because his first recordings were kind of bad. I mean, he's always been a great guitar player, but he didn't know how to record at first. And now he is amazing. So just seeing stuff like that it's great feedback. It makes me feel good that I managed to establish this site where people could improve like that. And like DoD is pretty much, I consider it like my baby to the world, right? Even though I only took care of it for a few years. But it's been one of the things I've done in my life that I've been super proud of, just to make this website real and have it eventually grow up and be an amazing community, especially with the help of all you. Like, it's not just me, of course. I'm super proud and super happy that other people have loved it enough to take it and continue it on and guide it, even to this day. So here's my hallmark moment.
I think, Crimson, we all owe you a ton of thanks, because I'm sure that a lot of the community out here wouldn't have known all the people that they know now without DoD or what DoD has done for the VGM community at large.
There are so many bands that have been created because of that.
The bands,
like most of MagFest, really, and people who have gone on to become professional composers like Danimal and other such people. Was Vert? I don't remember. You would know this, you guys, early people. Was Vert a composer before he started entering DoD?
Yeah. Vert was a composer back in the 90s.
Yeah.
They were doing Game Boy Color games and shit.
Yeah. He was always composing. He's always been amazing.
Yeah.
He actually hosted DoD for a while back when it was VGMix. I think VGMix 2 or something like that was out. It used to be dod.vgmix.com, and we actually had a specific logo that was based on the VGMix
logo, right?
Yeah, but it was black and red instead. So yeah, Vert was a huge help for a long time.
That's
'cause
how I
poor as
got
shit.
into it.
Oh, really?
Via the VG Mix too. Yeah, I was talking to Serena about it. Well, she told me about it because we were exchanging songs back and forth. And she tells me, if you think I'm good, you should hear my brother. He's even better than I am. And I'm like, that's what? Like, you're full of shit. He's like, just join this site. And I went and I checked out the shiz. And then I heard the first couple of DoD songs that Alex did and Serena. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I need to, like, get to this level, you know? And that was kind of like the VG Mix attitude came over to DoD, I think, where it was like hard as balls, like going at each other to get better at this stuff. I don't know how well that aged, but if not for that, none of us would be as good at this as we are now. So
there was definitely a lot of people in that era and after that who, if they took the feedback and went with it, Tony mentioned this earlier in the chat with you, Andreas, like taking that feedback and really listening to it instead of just being like crushed, soul crushing, like because there wasn't really any filter for people, and some people couldn't handle that. Some people were like, this is the worst, most toxic place I've ever been in my life.
Well, that's how the internet was back then in general. It was so like extreme and trying to get as much attention as you could.
But
not
other
that any of
people
us
would
knew
take
what we were doing.
Yeah, they would take that and be like, okay, there's something to glean from this. I'm going to use it to get better.
I think the main thing to take was that, we need to like keep trying to learn what a compressor even is in the first place to know what the fuck to do with it. You know what I mean? Because it seems like, oh yeah, like we're so good on this side giving bad reviews that you need to get as good as we are. But it was more like, okay, this sucks. It's a tiny bit of a percentage less good than what I just did. Let's get together, PM me or DM me, whatever kids call it these days, and let's figure out how to use EQ. So then the next month that we both enter, we'll both be better at it, So that was what like me and Alex and Serena and Jake all were doing at the time and George and all these people were trying to learn what these tools even are. And be like, no, this isn't good enough. Keep going, get better, because we need to get better. Because listen to fucking Limp Bizkit, like they're sounding okay. Why is that?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Their music sucks.
Well, if I could just say, I was just thinking about this and actually talking to someone about this today. Like taking feedback, not all musicians can handle taking constructive criticism very well, and understandably so. But it also sort of like, I'm happy to get feedback. I'm happy to get criticism as long as it's coming from somebody that, like, if I can trust their opinion. It's not some guy who doesn't know what I'm doing. It's like, hey, why are you going to try and tell me what I'm doing? But, there's so much talent in the DoD group of people that, yes, okay, when George is going to tell me something's wrong with my mix, or, old man over here going to critique my mix, it's I'm going to listen to those people. And I think that's kind of the spirit of the whole thing is like, let's trust each other to be respectful with our feedback and like really be trying to be helpful,
Yeah. But there's a barrier of entry to that where most of the commentary comes in right off the cuff as you're listening to the music. And it's like within the party atmosphere, within all this stuff coming out, it just launches out of your brain like, oh, this sucks, this sounds like shit, whatever. And then it's a point of
still the internet.
Right. But afterwards, it was more like people start messaging you and they're like, hey, why was this bad? Or why'd you say this way or this, that, and the other? And then you eventually start to build up this like camaraderie where it's like you're in a team trying to go towards the same goal, which was, fuck OCR. Not to bring OCR not to say it that way. Not to say it that way, but it was this like we were part of our own thing, and it was kind of like, okay, like I dabble here and I dabble there, but what sets us apart? And what set us apart was other places always felt like the people are in it for themselves as a springboard to like get a career in doing something. But in DoD, it was always like, let's work as the community, because we were a very small community, to like go forward, you know, with all these people that started it, and you're underneath them, like, you know, oh, like that's House the Great, holy shit, like that's a Vert, holy shit, that's a Shane, holy shit, you know, like, and you kind of like, not that Jake started, but you know what I mean. So it was kind of like being a part of this like community instead of doing your thing just to get, you know, a song on the internet that you can link other people to like hire you, you know what I mean? So it was a different kind of mentality that we had.
Well, I can tell you exactly what sets DoD apart from like
Tell me,
OCR is because you have to have a live instrument. You have to actually play the thing.
That's true.
And that's kind of a crucial part of the whole formula, I think, that you can't just sequence in a bunch of notes and have it played back by a computer. It's about developing your voice as an instrument, whatever that might be. If it's your guitar, bass, piano, you're singing, whatever it is, you have to do it live.
Yeah.
You cannot get into this arena without being able to do that.
It's funny on the DoD versus the OCR thing, and I have to much love to OCR for, of course, you know, it's a joking relationship, but I always
it's
pictured,
very tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I always pictured for those of us who remember record stores, I know they're like not a thing anymore. I always pictured OCR as like the Tower Records, where everything's shiny and new, and you get all like the big pop artist releases, you know, all the modern CDs, and then you would go to DoD, and it'd be the grungy ass old like store with a bunch of weird ass recordings and metal bands you've never heard of, you know, and the main employee, the one employee is just like sneering at you and judging every single choice.
With, like, you're really gonna buy that?
And yeah, that's always been like the image of my head of the two of them.
Yeah. And then some of those artists made it to the Tower Records.
The guy's sitting there looking at you like, I made that.
Yeah.
You're gonna listen to that? Hey, Hack. What's up?
Yeah, I'm here. Somebody called me. I gotta respond.
Oh, that's okay. Take your time.
What was funny about the OCR versus DoD thing is there was always so much animosity towards it, but when people did get onto OCR, they were always like, "Oh, I made it."
Yeah, There's nothing wrong with getting on OCR. It's great, and it's a great platform, and they've been around for
I don't hate them.
25 years.
Easiest streamlined process of getting there. You just wait for it for a year.
Yeah, you just wait a couple of years and they get judged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just waited a year and 8 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
for this.
Still getting posted on OCR. Crazy.
No, get posted on OCR, but I just like the idea of being judged by a panel of my peers who also entered instead of just like a panel of people who have it, you know.
And I've always thought, you know, the more content you can put out there, the better. Like, let the people decide what's good or not according to what they think. And just if you can get more songs, like, great. That means, you know, maybe you might not like every single one of them. Like, we're not a radio station. We're just like throwing random shit at you. Like, we're not controlling what comes in beyond like the basic rules. But the more content we have, the better off everyone is.
Yeah.
What do you all
the
think?
Smaller nature of the site. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what do you all think about how DoD has changed over the years? Because at first, it was all very guitar influenced, right? Very rock and metal, like butt rock, all that kind of stuff, right? And then, you know, it might have been like an amazing novelty to have someone record like, ooh, a violin piece. Ooh, wow, interesting. Saxophone? Whoa. Now, in the past couple of years, we've seen a huge influx of, as home recording has gotten really easy as well, I think, as a part of it. More people have submitted like, harps, accordions. We get all kinds of interesting pieces like that. They're awesome. I love listening to them. But if you just were to like go back 15 years to DoD in 2008 and say, here's what we're going to have, people will be like, what is all this?
I think it's great.
I think like sonically, DoD has been like progressing pretty much the same as like the entire VGM scene. Because
that's true. That's a good point.
Well, first you said it yourself that it's kind of linked to the like state of the home recording, because like when I started, okay, I didn't start like as long ago as like what was House describing, right? So for me, what recording guitars was kind of easy. Recording anything else, not so much, especially at home. So yeah, of course, like you go play some rock music because it's easy. You put some MIDI drums, like record some guitars, double track, left, right, you're good. Right now it's easy, and also like VGM scene kind of becoming like more diverse sonically, and like many genres. Like now we have like everything from, I don't know, like baroque music to jazz and to like all types of metal and whatever. That's great. I mean, I feel like that this is like pretty natural, but what I see like is like DoD still. What I like is it's not changing. Like there's still like this community nature of it kind of gives way to all the kind of funny shenanigans. Like back in the day, we have Dicta Chat. Right now, we have Monkey Tits. So, I mean, good progress, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, it worked. Gets the point across. I don't know.
Someone in the chat doesn't know what Dicta Chat is. It's like in the when Nintendo DS was a thing. Like this was like the way you spent your time in the like
listening party.
Listening party at MacFest, because there was this Picto Chat, it was called, like
Picto Chat, yeah. On the
yeah,
DS.
you could connect several DSs over a local network
all
and,
draw
like,
together.
send some pictures
But
to
we all
each
just
other.
drew dicks, so
When because also the like the audience was mostly male, and like in the 20s they have something to draw on what they should draw. Okay, come on.
my DS still has a few saved images from those old listening parties. I have to go dig it out.
You should make them. You should make them public.
I'll see about it, because these days I don't know.
Well, that's some history.
Dude, I still have some of your like old drawings, like MS. Like,
oh, those things, dude. I
draw or whatever you. This is so silly back in the day.
You okay? He just did a
I'm having too
backflip.
much fun because hey, and I do have to jump off here, guys. I'll let you guys go, but I just want to say, like, everybody on this panel, except for Ivan, I don't know you very well.
Well, I'm relatively new.
Much love to you, brother. Your music is great, but everyone else here has been my friend for so many years. Like Crimson, you were there when like we went to see our first Mini Bosses concert.
Oh man,
Portland at Ground Control.
Good memories. Yeah.
So it's really cool for me that I can still be just still know you guys and call you friends. And you know, it's really an honor, and I appreciate all of you guys so much.
Thank you, Alex.
Love you, man.
It's amazing.
Thank
you,
man.
Okay, and with that, I'm gonna go. I love you guys.
Peace out, dude.
House, we love you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Great seeing you.
Thanks for dropping by.
Oh man, I got to hang out with House at VGM Con earlier this year, and what I'm saying is everyone should go to VGM Con because House is there. That's the new hangout.
I love hanging with House. It's awesome.
It's cool that he came back because he'd been gone for a while.
I'm so happy that House playing game music again.
It was cool seeing him on stream, like what, a week or two ago, and he
Yeah.
played a
That
full
was incredible,
set.
man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I loved
he
it.
played a set at VGM Con, and it was tight. It was so good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that we lost Macho Man Randy Savage, what's the next stop?
He came in with that vibe. Like, right off the, let me correct you, brother.
He never did correct you either.
No, whatever. He was just, talking shit. That's all.
Back to your question, Austin.
Yeah,
just a quick answer. I think it's great that we're getting more instruments. Someone in the chat mentioned doing a harpsichord entry. I think that's amazing. I think that should definitely be a thing. But I want to do quick shout out to Hat, who I see there, and harpsichord.
Hat's been carrying that for a long time.
Yeah, Hat especially is
the weird instruments.
Hat was Yeah, like the one person just keep going with that for since as far back as I can remember.
And even like just not placing high, but doing it anyway, just over and over.
Well, yeah,
and
because
over
placing
and over.
high doesn't have to do with
No, but like
it
people
just has
wanted
to do with
metal,
popularity.
right?
So
And he
But
comes
Yeah,
in
it's
I
there
mean,
the
like,
original.
crazy.
I
And
remember
metal
like it was
guy.
like in 2006, like when someone, I don't remember who was it, like Pingo and someone else, some singer, and they did like was it, like they did like acoustic rendition of opera from Final Fantasy VI, which got first, like just blew everyone else out of the water. And yeah, I mean, like I think some original non-metal covers always had a way to place high, even though like technical like ability to record this stuff wasn't there. Still, like people who managed to pull it off, the usual place like Metroid Month was mentioned. House got like second with Bossa Nova tunes, so
yeah.
But you see, the problem with metal was everybody was doing it, so you had to make something that stands out.
Yeah,
I mean, even today that's the case, but it's getting harder.
Well, that's the whole thing of it, you know. Like every track that's placed high or won, except for one, but every other track has been like a deserved victory, so to speak, because it's, you know, a sign of its times and a sign of the community at the time, like what we were all into, what everyone wanted to hear. And when something like that pops up and you get like first or second place on acoustic instruments, you know, it's, you know, it feels good. But there's one time where victory was undeserved, and this harkens back to a comment I made earlier that got a chuckle. Beef. But
what is it?
You are, you motherfuckers.
What is it?
It was a MacFest. It was a MacFest DoD track by OCR, and they basically got all of OCR to vote to like stuff. So it was like 1,000 votes for that one song. Like, how many people from OCR are here in MacFest?
That's
and
an
then they all
interesting
just
bit
left.
of
Like they
DoD
came in
lore.
and filled out the voting sheet or whatever, and
they
bailed the fuck out. And on the website too, like they all had all their, you know, like they got called up. I don't know if people still do that, but they like got all their friends to vote for the song.
I remember hearing about that kind of stuff. Ryan was always really paranoid that kind of thing was going to happen, and he was always really afraid that we needed to have all these things in place. And I was just like, are people really doing this? Like, are you...
like crazy.
All
their friends involved in
Still
shit.
happens. Still happens.
Yeah. I think that was part of why Ryan did that voting program, because there was part of the algorithm would like detect that kind of thing and lower the score.
Yeah, I mean, I've been frequently disappointed with humanity, but every once in a while I'm just like, really, this one? Okay.
Well, I mean, especially it's like when you like DoD overlord, like you always want to bring new people, of course, like that's your goal, right? But like bringing new people has its downsides also, because some people like, because the DoD is like that community, some people just don't get it and like trying to win for some wrong reasons.
Yeah. I've seen a few cases of that.
And all that.
Did you?
Yeah. There's
Go
always
ahead, elaborate.
Well, I'm not gonna name any names, but while I was in charge, I think there was 1 or 2 months where I had to discard like half of the votes because they were obviously cheating.
I mean, that's still a concern. It still happens. People just people want to win. I mean, which I don't blame them, right? I mean, to get the admiration.
I mean, it's a competition at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, it just kind of gives DoD that much more prestige, right? If they're taking it that seriously, where you're like, I need to win. Win what? This like incredibly obscure website that nobody's ever heard of. A small group of people. You know, it's hilarious. For as long as it's existed, for 20 years, it's incredibly rare that I run into somebody in the VGM space that
knows DoD. But the people who started the other community that person is in got their ideas from DoD. So
Sure.
you know, like it's the secret underground background thing, like that inspires other people to go for things. You know, that and like OC Remix to bring them up. You know, like the whole scene as a whole.
Yeah.
But they're
Well,
like, oh, I've never heard of you. I've heard of, you know, whatever.
OC Remix made an effort to be
excuse my
known.
language, by the way.
Right? They wanted to be known, but DoD has just always been like, whatever. We're
Yeah.
doing this thing over here, and like if you find it, that's cool. But we're not
But
going to
we like that.
advertise. We don't
Yeah.
care. And Austin, you managed to somehow blow it up bigger than it's ever been, despite not changing tactics.
Strifing as well laid the
Yeah,
groundwork.
I don't think it was all me.
For
Yeah.
that. When he came on, there was a whole push to get the name out, get the word
for
out,
sure.
get more people, and we tried to do that as much as we could.
Tried
We
to
got the
rope
Russian
in as many
invasion.
Russians. The
Yeah.
Russian.
Not just the Russians, but it was
Course.
like a worldwide thing, you know, like. Yeah, and then Austin came around and was like you guys need an actual fucking website. Like this is not
Yeah.
Well,
You
it was
know,
mostly you guys
because we
being,
had a
like,
forum that was
Discord,
barely
right?
working.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah, I think
forum,
like just trying to like use the like tools of the time to get some traction. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
what I had like was Facebook groups and shit like
Which
this.
were huge. I mean, like they weren't a bad
When Austin came out,
Yeah.
like he started using Twitter, I guess, like
Twitter,
more,
yeah.
and also
Austin
like
was
Discord
in
was a
charge
thing now.
of the Twitter at first, right, Austin? That was your thing.
I think
Was doing
so.
like tweets. Something
I
like
think
that.
I was also using Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somewhere around, let's say
We all been
2016,
like, yeah,
17.
2015,
I think like
16 is
Discord
when,
was like a blessing for us because it was like right tool for the entire thing. So yeah,
Yeah, it was an accessible IRC, and it brought that whole kind of mindset into it.
accessibility.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Especially as I'm sorry to say, but IRC was not hip with the young kids, so having Discord come in
Yeah.
as a way
I
to
miss
kind of-
IRC because I
Does it
can't
still
stand fucking
exist?
Discord.
Is it
But especially like Discord makes me feel so old because I just can't keep up. I mean,
And correct me if
That's
I'm
fair.
wrong, but we never actually had a DoD IRC channel.
We did.
No.
I
Oh, we
started
did.
it with Pong Ball of all people. The two of us ran it for
There's
a
another
couple
one
of
you
years.
brought up to
Maybe
me.
I wasn't in it. I don't.
No.
remember.
You were certainly not in it. No.
Yeah.
It was a
The only IRC things I
time.
remember were logging into like 8BitX or Arecibo Radio channel for the listening parties. That was about it.
Yeah.
no, it was like
That's
like listening
history
parties.
question.
Okay.
History question. I'm sorry to cut you off. Crimson, how did we do the listening parties back in the day? Did we even have them? I don't remember us having listening parties except for MacFest.
That's what I was like talking about. There was
Yeah.
like this, like Crimson was like now everybody was Paragon. Like I think like Paragon was at the time that when I got on the ODM, like the party was basically everybody starting this song and everybody like starting the song on their own computers, like no streaming, no computers, like,
Q.
just while people like pressing play at the same time, kinda sorta, and like then discussing this online.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. Yeah.
So the
But
first
yeah,
listening party,
Yeah.
I think
the
like it was
absolute first
yeah.
listening party was at MagFest, and it wasn't really a listening party. It was not formal at all. It must have been around either MagFest 5 or 6 or something like that.
5 was the first formal listening party.
Was it? Maybe it was even 4 then, because what happened is that I roped everyone into like a bedroom and I set up my laptop.
That must have been
And
4 then.
Yeah, and I played
5
all
was
the
the rotunda
songs.
in the hotel. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so after that one, like, and because I remember that one because we donated to Evil Sonic and everyone signed a card for Evil Sonic. Or not Evil Sonic, I'm sorry, Empty Eye, because he was going through cancer treatment at the time. And yeah, so after that, I guess, was the one where we had circular tables. Was that the one at 5
Just
when
5, yeah.
fucking Z Metallica took all the mics away?
Took all the
last
mics and
minute?
ran, yeah.
Yeah.
George and I had that to run to Guitar Center, spend $1,000 to buy microphones, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. Much love to you and George for setting that up. But yeah,
That's
those
George's
were the
money. I
two-
didn't do shit except help set him up.
But those were
George
the
still
first two
has them, by
listening
the way,
parties.
so good for you, George.
Doesn't he? All right, good. So it worked out. But yeah, those were the first actual listening parties, and then we would just do it at MagFest after the fact. Is the ones I would run. But yeah, I don't remember doing because at the time, like I think Paragon was running the website at that time. So anything else he would do, I think he was just like, okay, play the song now. Okay, like type in all your comments to whatever the hell we were using. So. But I'm still amazed that people who showed up to those MagFest ones and just sat around
that was amazing,
for hours
I'm
listening
still
to
amazed.
music.
There's strangers that show up at these things and sit down. Or
Yeah,
there's
man.
some people
Well,
who are
because
like,
they
I
need
come
something to
I come to
do.
this every year, and I'm like, I recognize you, but who are you? They're like, I just always come.
Billy, remember Billy?
Oh God, Billy.
What about that Sonic guy who showed up during
Sonic guy.
Oh,
the
so
Sonic
that-
cosplayer.
cosplayer.
I
Yeah, during
I
the
wasn't
Anatomy of the
there. I was
Hedgehog
watching it on
time.
the stream, and I see this dude come by the door, or this person in a Sonic outfit, and they're just like, "Is that Sonic?" And then
Oh, it's Sonic,
they hear the content. They just walked away.
No, but like the funny thing, it was during that like pornographic Sonic song that.
That's the whole reason I think that
Yeah.
that they stopped to listen, is the voice clips.
Oh, is this relevant to my interests?
Yes.
Not right
No.
now.
Well, yes.
not
very
right
much.
now at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Exactly.
Yes, but
Not
but I'll pretend that
publicly.
it isn't.
Later, I'm going to download this, and
Yeah.
Download it.
he probably went back to his room and downloaded it immediately.
Check this out. Well, I have some Q&A questions from the chat. There is a burning question
let's
in
hear
here
them.
that people want to. I'm going to ask this question straight up. What is the origin of the cum shot?
So
Who can
that's
explain
Vert.
it?
That is 100% Vert, and he can tell
No,
the story
no, it's
better.
not.
No?
I
Really?
knew
From-
Snappleman was going to say something else.
No.
Okay, so you go for it, Snap.
Yeah.
As
you
far
get
as
it.
I understand it, I have a tertiary understanding, however you frame that. The cum shot apparently happened in an IRC chat between the VG Mix crew from back in the day. It was Dale North who invented
Dale North,
the cum
yeah,
shot.
that's what I heard too.
Interesting. I didn't know
Yep.
that part. Because I remember Vert did a panel on it, and that he must have taken that and he ran with it.
They
And
ran,
he-
yeah, we've all ran with that for years.
Yeah, and so it's been he used to put it into like his Barbie songs. He would just play those notes and put it into
It's
random
still in
songs.
everything he's ever made.
Yeah.
It's just
And-
secret, It's like more obscure, harder to hear.
It gets
sometimes,
more and more
but-
buried.
Yeah, so it was really like an insider musical joke from those days, and then it just, of course, as time goes on, more and more people hear about it, and then they start incorporating it in their songs.
Not IRC. Sorry to butt in. It was like a old voice chat thing, video calls from the 2000s, early stuff. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
So was it like completely made up, or did it come from some game? Because I heard like
It's.
version.
I don't know like I said, I don't know the details. What I'm thinking is, if it's a bunch of musicians at that level, then they would all come up or be talking about something that's like the most approachable motif that, like, it resolves perfectly. It's like a little, like a spurt of satisfying musical.
Is that why you
Come-
guys called that?
It makes sense why it's called a cum shot.
So I thought, and this is secondary knowledge. I thought someone made a jingle, and they put the notes in, and then they had someone say "cum shot" or something like that, and it was
That's
just
been probably done 1,000 times.
okay.
But like after the fact, I think, I'm not sure. But again, we need to ask the source.
Yeah,
If
it's still
Dale North
buried
were
in
here.
internet legend. so.
Get Dale
Yes.
North in here.
Yeah, well,
He's on
next
Twitter.
time,
He's always
if we're
on
at the
Twitter.
same event, if we're at the same event, I'll be like,
Yeah, ask him.
Dale.
Tweet at him like right
Please.
now.
Get into the Scarlet Moon Discord
Oh,
server
sure.
where
There you go.
where he hangs out all day.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
I hope that's a satisfying answer. For those who don't know what it is, generally,
Satisfying is a good choice of word.
It is a secret pattern of notes. It's basically DoD's version of the lick, though I would say that the lick became popular after the cum shot did, right?
That's
There
it.
you go.
That's it.
Do-do-do-do-do.
3, 4, 5, 1, 8. Those
And
are
it
the
does
rules.
perfectly resolve. If you place that sequence of notes
Yeah.
right before like a major key change or something like that, it works so well. It does
Yeah.
wonders.
I'm still a little sad I had to toe down my Discord emote for that.
That's right. You made that emote.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would like how Corey like incorporates it into his like most like serious, like very emotionally like tense
Right.
songs. That was the last song, which was like a couple years ago, when like towards the end of it, and the song is 20 minutes, of course. Like there's like this slight teasing that's like builds up, and then it's like very slow, like protracted.
Yeah.
I wasn't at least in part
Hey.
like we were just dead.
You have children like I do. You know that the most important things in life come about because of the cum shot. So it's not that out of context in that environment.
Please, if anybody has anybody who's watching, if anybody has any more questions you want answered, that was
the only
most
question that the
pressing
chat
one.
cares about. Just
That was the most important
They needed to know.
question.
Yeah, need to know about the cum shot.
Any press?
I've never
Yes.
understood it, so I've been educated too. I've heard of it for years, but I've just been like, okay.
I didn't know what it was until maybe 15 years ago, even when
You say
Tony
that
and
like
I
that
were
was
like,
recent. Like, oh,
yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah, only 15 years ago.
That's why it says old man right under my charming face.
Well,
I remember.
I think it's
like,
actually older than DoD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no, it
way
definitely
older
is.
than DoD.
Yeah.
I remember people getting upset about it because I told a few people about it. God, I can't remember who it was, Darringen and Louisa, and they started giggling and they made a song essentially all about cum shots. And people legitimately got upset when they played that song because they're like, "No, that's not the point. It's supposed to be subtle and hidden. You can't just like make your entire song cum shots." It was kind of hilarious to see.
Well, you know, when you take something that like somebody else made it as an in joke and like run it into the ground,
yeah,
it's gonna feel like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the people involved. But then after that, like after it's beaten down and buried, and then it gets unearthed, and then it becomes like a chill, community-wide,
right?
You know, gift as it were.
Becomes a nice inside
But that
joke
but it's that early initial like, come on, leave my thing alone, you guys. That's probably how
Yeah.
they all felt about it.
The secondary one since
Yeah.
then is the LRS.
Hey guys, do the thing, you know. Oh,
LRS, Quantum Leap jingle that people slip in.
Yeah.
Quantum.
Oh yeah. You know what? That's fine. That's their thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's you won't get like all the Tonys. I love you, Tony, but Tony's one of those guys where it's like, hey guys, you like cum shots? Here's a 45-minute thing with all cum shots, and I did it in 15 minutes. Like what? How do you bend time and make a song longer than it took you to work on it? Like, all right, I did it. You know, Tony's wild, man. Why isn't he here? He's a huge part of.
I was just thinking about that. Tony is on the pro musician panel tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he should be here.
So hey, send him the link. Bring him in. Tony, a big shout out to Tony for hosting.
We got 20 minutes,
DoD
right?
for so long.
Until this.
Yeah, we still got 20 minutes.
Oh, we got time. Sweet.
Come in, Tony. Come on.
Yes, someone DM him the link if you can. Tony hosted the Dueling of Duels site and everything for a very long time, right? Well, along with minibosses.org.
And he paid for it too. Paid for it himself.
Yeah.
ZYZZXroad.com. Until it was sadly taken from us too soon by hackers who exploited a weakness in his barely updated WordPress site. But I will say good things came from that because that allowed me to like get a chance to actually like move to a new hosting platform that I could actually automate and things like that. I couldn't automate the old system. So
Austin, have I said again how glad we all are that we finally have someone who knows what the fuck they're doing in charge of this whole thing?
Thank you.
Like it took about 16 years. We got there.
Did anyone send the link to Tony?
I did not.
I don't think so. Why don't you get on that then? Because I don't know.
I'm gonna send it.
If I touch anything, this is gonna stop working. So please.
There.
I'm randomly scrolling through the questions. I'm just going to answer one I saw. Somebody asked where the left-handed Dueling of Duels guy comes from. It comes from Danimal. I straight up traced Danimal and then changed it.
Didn't you do that
Yeah.
on a napkin? No, that was one of the other banners.
No, that was the brevity banner, which when we
Yeah.
came up with brevity month, the whole point of the brevity it's hilarious because we've moved away from that, but the entire point of the brevity banner was to
Wait,
bullshit.
there was
Just
one
to do it
napkin.
bullshit quick, yeah.
There was one napkin banner before brevity. I
Yeah,
think.
there was like the one.
Because I remember when I first, not when I first entered.
I did it with you, Crimson, at the table. We were eating. We were eating at the MagFest sports bar, and we were like, "We need a banner." There you go.
Yeah, that was a free month. I remember that because it was my first medal. So yeah.
Oh, bravo, good
Yeah,
job.
I think because like brevity was started also during my time. I think like I was just like basically just harassing Nate like to give me something, and Nate was already like burnt out. So, sorry, dude. Like I didn't mean it.
Back before there was a Patreon where they got paid to do this shit, people would be like, "We don't have a banner. We don't have a banner. Can you make one?" I'm like, the night before, yeah, all right.
Shit. As long as we got
actually that happened again for this month.
The napkin banner holds a special place in my heart.
We got to be consistent.
Yeah.
It's like, by the way, do you need a banner? Oh shit, I didn't make one. Okay, well.
Nate, you have no idea how thankful for you in that moment I was, because I was like, man, I'm doing so much stuff trying to get this thing ready. You're like, dude, you could tell, right? You were like,
yeah, I could tell. Yeah, no, I knew. I knew.
And it's one. Oh, look, Lion Tamer just followed. There he is in the chat. Speaking of OCR.
Wow.
Oh shit, Larry.
Larry's always been
here.
a true fan.
A true DoD fan.
Absolutely.
A true dweller.
Absolutely.
Inhabitant. What do you all think Dwelling of Duels is going to be like 10 years from now?
I'll just be happy.
It's gonna be.
I don't know.
It's gonna be all EDM.
Yeah, no,
all EDM.
No. Well, maybe, I don't know.
We are gonna drop the live instruments requirement.
No, it's going to be, I'll tell you what, it's going to be game composers releasing their tracks for actual games ahead of time on
Yeah.
There's my prediction.
Well, that happened once, actually.
Did it? Really?
Yeah. We had a Shovel Knight entry for the 10th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Before the game was released.
Because it was the trailer, right? Norg did
because it was a trailer. So Norg covered it.
Yeah. Well, that song, if I remember all my God here, that track.
Hello.
Before.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
What's up?
Your audio works.
Hi.
Bro.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. What's up, Tony?
Hey, Tony, did you hear that somebody did Bike Kit 2 this month?
I did hear that. Here we go.
They stole it from you, man.
somebody.
I know, like somebody's stealing my
stuff.
thunder. It's ridiculous.
They
I
stole
can't
your
believe
shit,
people are
dude.
ripping each other off in DoD.
It really bothers me.
We need a set of rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up,
And
dude?
they totally nailed
Hey man,
copying
good to
those
see you.
voices, too.
I haven't seen you in a while. Haven't seen
Good to see
most
you,
of you guys in a while. I've seen Nate recently.
I would kind of like
Big
an
shot
embrace,
over
but
here.
it's too bad because we're virtual. So.
I know.
There you go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Okay. Here we go.
There you go. Wow, that.
That was your embrace.
I mean, I'm big, but
This is my ego
That's a field
size.
goal.
can't get my hands around you. You're so fat. All right. All right.
So
Yeah.
when is everybody in this call getting on a collab together?
Haven't we been?
25th anniversary.
There you go.
But yeah.
Which will be the old man tribute month because I'll likely be dead of something by then.
Yeah.
In memory of
Wait,
Snapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In memory of.
In the loving.
I'm pretty sure.
Learn how to play guitar, maybe.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. Me, Snapple did one solo for me, so we are counting that as a collaboration.
Okay.
That was a mouse
me
and
and-
keyboard solo because I was in Washington. I was at my.
Well, it doesn't
mother-in-law's
matter.
house. Yeah.
You were credited for it, yeah. So it's a collab.
Yeah, that's right. It
I
was a Star Ocean
collaborated
track,
with-
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I collaborated
No,
with
Vodka.
Strifing.
I played on a couple of your tracks.
Yeah.
And Nate also
To
played on
all
martial
be
art
on
tracks, so
one.
yeah.
I've had
Okay.
almost
Yes,
all of you on an
I've-
album. I've done that.
Yeah.
That's right. We've all collabed with
I
Nate.
think I worked with almost everyone here.
That's
Austin,
right.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Austin,
no,
I,
was gonna
I
say,
have not worked with you.
yeah, no, I
Gotta
haven't
get on
collabed with
that.
anybody
maybe
either.
indirectly.
I haven't worked with Mikhail either. So
No, you mixed the track by Eric, which martial art
That
Oh,
counts on
that counts.
the
Also
Earthbound
recorded
album.
some,
That counts.
we recorded
Go
some on
for
my
it.
guitar, so yeah.
This is
It's
like
all
a this is like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of game, but it's connecting to.
We're all connected. We're all connected.
Yeah. Well, Tony, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for
popping
Good to be
in.
here. Good to be here.
I have a question for you regarding your assistance with DoD history.
Yes.
For what reason and why? Why was the DoD site hosted on your server? What happened?
It was some point in 2010, I think around like August maybe, where suddenly like dod.vgmix.com was just unavailable. It was white. Nobody could get a hold of Vert. And, but DoD had a competition coming up, and, for a long time I had like a shared hosting sort of thing. And like I had like my TonyDickinson.net site on it. And so it was, it's just like a host monster or something at the time, just, your basic shared hosting sort of thing. So we needed a, substitute location for Dueling of Duels, and I volunteered to put it on the server because it was accessible, wouldn't cost me any extra money. And so we did that. We set that up, and we had this guy Leg.
That's right.
Yeah, he designed the website. I mean, he had to do it really quickly, so he just did the design so that there was something and it was functional, and then just never touched it again, right? So like for 2010 till like whenever the next redesign was, like a few years or something, it was Leg's thing. And yeah, that one was definitely kept together with some duct tape for sure.
Was that
That was
the style?
nightmare to update. I remember.
Yeah.
Was that the one with like the brick background and like the bats
Maybe.
flying out of it?
Yeah,
and
I'm
everything?
sure the
Probably.
internet
remember that
Wayback
a lot
Machine
better
has
than I
that.
did.
You can find it on Internet Archive.
Yeah,
from-
Internet Archive has it.
I'm like PHP.
Yeah.
Adrian.
Forum.
And then last year, because like I was a lot more into web design a long time ago, and I've kind of forgotten about it. So most of my websites were WordPress, and it turns out when you don't keep up on your WordPress updates, people can get into your website. So what ends up happening at some point last year was somebody friggin' got into one of my WordPress websites, which also got access into the cPanel on my shared hosting, which was a big friggin' deal.
Yeah.
And so I contacted Austin, and we just figured it out. And we knew at some point the website was gonna go to Austin, and that was just finally the catalyst for actually migrating the thing. But for like 10, 11 years or something, it was on my shared hosting service, and I just paid for it. So
out of the benefit
Out of the pocket.
glory of his
There was no
heart.
Patreon.
Which we do appreciate.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
Yes, of course.
I think
I think
every
that
site
happened.
has been pretty much put together with duct tape until probably the more recent
Pretty
one.
much awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
still
actually, like
it's
speaking of this website, huge shout out to Adam's app, I saw him in the chat, who actually like programmed the whole thing, like this beautiful like offline generator that just like generates like a bunch of HTMLs, and like you can easily upload
thousands
it.
of
I don't know, it
files.
was
Yeah, it was a big deal too.
streamlined
And
process.
I don't know if y'all have seen, but have you peeked into the Discord and seen the fantasy league that's going on right now with the DoD?
I saw that pop up, but I'm afraid to go click and see what's in there.
Yeah,
maybe after this call.
Yeah, I think you should, because Adam's app also came out to help out with that. I recruited him after chatting back and forth, talking about the website stuff, and he knocked it out of the park once again, helping out in DoD history.
Oh, good man. I mean, like, because first he did it all voluntarily. He did an amazing job, and like we knocked it out in like, I don't know, maybe 3 months. And he also had to deal with my like lousy project management product owner thing, because like I had ideas and I was like, just do this, please do that, let's fix this. This also needs to be changed. No.
Yeah, and first you had to retag everything so that the site work.
Yeah, I mean, like I also feel like, hey, I'm doing like a lot of job here, so I also have this moral rights to like neck him for some like programming details. Oh yeah, I mean, just I'm eternally grateful because like first it made my life easier, like Austin's life easier, Ivan's life easier, everyone's basically who's dealing with this site now, and also like was actually very good productive work. I mean, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I want to
Thank
call
you.
out like the
It's still in
MagFest.
cut.
I don't remember when it
Bottom of my
was,
heart.
but there was a point when we used to have printed paper. Tony, didn't you always have to go print
Yeah.
that and then bring like just
I was for the
Yeah,
That's what
Paragon
was.
did that. Paragon did
Yeah,
that a lot.
Paragon
you guys would go back to the room and just count votes by
Yeah,
hand.
we
for
still do
hours.
that, I think.
brutal. I
Yeah,
did that
it's
with
still
Strific
always-
definitely one year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done that a couple once or twice.
Yeah, I did it with Andreas. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did it
Terrible,
one year.
terrible. I did it once with you, Tony, and once with
Yep.
Strifig, and I've hated both times.
Yeah, I
It's a
remember
terrible
those days.
process. I hate it.
I've heard about it and I'm like, I'm good. You guys.
Yeah,
Or
it's not fun.
even when we moved to the sliders, like we used to pass out papers with sliders, and you'd have to mark on the paper,
Yeah, on the
like
paper.
where in the slider you would want, and we'd have to manually like recreate
Enter
it.
the
That's still
Yeah.
how we do it. That's
but like,
how I did it
yeah.
earlier this year. That's still
I also remember like Ryan made some like app that was actually like, was kind of like streamlined version of this like slider
that's
thing.
true.
And you
That's
can
an
like
app
that helps.
an app that people can use during the live
Well, now
listening
you could just go to the actual voting page on your phone.
Yeah,
right?
actually, yeah. There's no need for
Yeah.
that. You just go to the website.
I still
'cause
do the
people have
paper
phones
ones.
these days.
Oh, you
because
do?
you could do it. Yeah. Just for people to try out. There was two questions from Evil Sonic that I think I was gonna forward along. One of them was okay. The most recent one was Evil Sonic asking about the first few months of voting. I don't know what the specific question is there.
Crimson kind of already mentioned that.
Yeah, I'll go over
Yeah.
briefly again.
Oh, right,
But
with the
like I
polls and
said,
everything.
yeah, the first one there was no voting because it was clear, and then after that we just did polls, like website poll or this just forum polls where you
Forum
log
polls.
into the topic and like vote for something, and then after that, once the polls started getting vote stuffed, basically, I switched to people PMing me. I saw them earlier asking about if I still have some of those votes.
That's what the other question was.
Yeah, and I'll go look and I'll see if I have any in my really ancient shiz PMs. I doubt it at this point.
Did
but
you
I
save
will
those?
def-
Because the site changed a couple times.
The
The
site's
forum.
changed a million times.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I have any. But I'll take a look to see if I have any, and I can do screenshots. God, the
There
site
were a
has changed
couple
so much.
years. There were a couple years where I scanned the sheets
Yeah,
for Magfest, so I might still have them somewhere.
Strifig had
Not
started
sure.
doing that, I think.
Yeah.
Some of them are on the site actually.
Yeah.
The
Well,
scans.
Some quality drunken content in
they're a bit harder to
those.
find now because you used to be able to go to the Apache like index page for the Duel in the DoD archive, and you could see all the files. Some of them would be PDFs and stuff. Now it's a bit harder because everything's kind of behind a wall, but they do exist. I should make them more accessible for the months.
Awesome. Just real quick, I want to say it's pretty cool. You're using like a tube mic if you're announcing. Pretty
Do you
sweet.
like it? It's a it's my knockoff baby blue
Yeah, nice.
that I got for like $20 with a
Josh is back.
compressor.
Josh back.
Yeah, I think that about wraps up what we're gonna do here for the DoD history panel. Does anyone have any final words?
Just
That
again,
sounds so ominous. I'm sorry.
my
Sounds
thanks
dark,
to
man.
everyone here involved who's helped carry this on and done a shit ton of work on it,
Mhm.
like year after year. I'm still amazed that it's still going. I know we had a couple rough times when we thought it might have been shut down, but thanks to everyone here and some other people, of course, who haven't shown up, Ryan 8-Bit, Paragon, etc. It's continued to make an amazing amount of good music. So thank you all, and thanks everyone in the chat and everyone who's submitted tunes.
Yeah.
And
I think
especially
people
Austin.
Yes, especially
Austin. How much work he's put in
Yes.
to
Yeah.
DoD. That's
Yeah.
a big
He's been
deal.
blown
I don't
Over
know
the
who
last
we'd
5
think
Thank you,
years.
Austin.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Amazing.
everybody, but Austin.
Yeah.
Especially.
Don't say that.
Dwelling of Duels literally ended up changing my life. And like before that, I was basically doing my own artwork for fun on the side, and then suddenly I was doing it for this website, and then suddenly I was doing it for other bands, and then and then videos, etc. And it's allowed me to travel like all over the country, and first trip to Europe with Tony and the guys, and it's just like it's wild to think that all came from basically a fan community.
Vince DiCola.
Vince DiCola, absolutely. I mean, like that dude's friends with me now, which is weird. But same thing with Frank. Like, it's weird. When I tripped over that website way back in the day, I thought everybody was already a professional, like Vince DiCola, because you heard the quality and you're just like, well, clearly they must be. And then you find out they're just a bunch of nerds like everybody else. And I think it's just really important, anybody who ever enters who's newer, to just remember that we're all just a bunch of nerds, even if we've been doing this shit for 20 years.
Yeah.
All easily approachable. A friend of mine who just submitted his first DoD entry ever, Austin, was like, you'll know who I'm talking about. He was like, the audio was off on it, and he kept messaging you, and he was like, I don't want to be a pain. I don't know him very well. I'm like, don't worry about it, man. Like,
yeah,
it's fine. We're all very approachable. Don't worry.
Yeah. And we've got such a wonderful set of songs and everything for this month that like I said, there's been new people. Your friend Nate. It's so exciting that DoD has continued to be such a powerhouse of a community. And I thank each and every one of you for all of your individual contributions. Strifig, Crimson, Nate, Tony, Andreas, even. Thank you all so much for being the giants on whose shoulders we can stand on.
Keep it going. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any worry about that at all. Like Crimson said, we used to worry. I mean, we have months where it'd be like 1 entry, 2 entries. Now it's like
0.
Did we break the record this month?
Oh,
yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
for main
nice.
entries.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
185, right?
what was like?
Yeah, that number you said.
It's huge.
Yeah,
It's
so
huge.
I'm not worried at all about anybody keeping it going, and if anything, I'm just excited to keep watching it. And I'm so far behind, I can't keep up. There's too much stuff.
Too much good
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So many songs that people are submitting, and they're all good. I'm like, God. But
I'm still happy that DoD thinks because it's always been like the leitmotif, like what DoD is still going strong. Like I'm really happy DoD is still going strong. Like
that's what I want. 30 years down the road, people be like, what
amazing job with it. And the site also changed my life, because like this is how I found the Shiz, this is how I found MacFest, like this is how I got the band, this is how I got to play nerdy music in front of like several hundred people. So, and yeah, I'm just like eternally grateful to know all of you, to know people in the chat, like to know people on the site, even though like right now I'm a tired old person that can't keep up Discord updates and anything.
We're all tired.
I'm just not sure I will be able to vote for this month, because it's just like too much, but I'm really happy that it's that much, because it's a great thing, and I feel like that it's still not changing. It's still has all the shenanigans and silly stuff, and the cam shots is going strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
heart of DoD is still the same.
Continue evolving
Thank
over
you,
the years.
everyone. It's amazing privilege just to share this thing with you.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you all so much. We do have to go. We've got a schedule to stick to. But thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with these Dwelling of Duels history panel.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for setting it up.
Peace out.